So about 2 years ago, I transitioned to a new healthcare plan. So I started paying a lot more attention to healthcare. And there's three companies that I've been paying attention to or learned a lot from and began using that have really helped to transition and I think are innovating healthcare. And so no matter what industry you're in, I think there's some value in learning from innovative companies in different industries and seeing how does that translate to what you're doing and how you might be able to innovate in your area. So these are the three healthcare companies and what they're doing that's really disrupting this market. So the first company that's really innovative, and I've been blown away here in New York City, is a company called Forward. Now I found Forward through a Facebook ad, and they targeted me. And basically, now that I'm on a high deductible health plan, I'm paying out of pocket for a lot of my healthcare services. And Forward gives me basically a monthly subscription for my wife and I to go in, and it's basically unlimited doctor's visits is how they promote it. And I'm able to use the app and track my health and interact with people through a chat, and then it automatically sets up regular visits. Instead of just an annual visit, I'm actually doing quarterly visits and doing a lot of blood checks and health checks and different things, being proactive with my health rather than reactive. So often with our health, we're reactive. When we're sick, we go to the doctor, and maybe if we're doing good, we go for an annual checkup. But Forward is really being forward with our health care, and it's allowing me to get ahead of my health care and really monitoring things through different technologies. And so I use the Forward app on almost weekly basis, and checking my blood pressure and connecting that to the app, and tracking my steps and connecting that to the app, and being able to communicate instantaneously with my doctors through the chat in the app. So Forward is one of the most innovative companies that's bringing active healthcare to me through a subscription model, disengaged from my health insurance, which is great for the plan that my family has and that we're using it. And the trend that I see around insurance, a service like this is very functional, very helpful for me to be proactive in my healthcare. The second innovative company that I want to highlight is here in New York City, and they're growing around the country, is a company called Capsule. Now I found Capsule because they've advertised everywhere. You see them on top of taxis, you see them in subways, and basically it's prescriptions delivered to you. And so as you see a growth in things like telemedicine, when you're sick, the last thing you want to do is go to a doctor, and then after you go to the doctor, the last thing you want to do is wait in a waiting room to get your prescription. You want to call a doctor. You want to have a doctor come visit you, and you want your medicine to come to you because you don't want to be out and about when you're sick. And so Capsule basically has created delivery of your medicine. Now, Amazon's doing some things in that space, and it's going to be interesting to see how that whole space plays out. And it is complicated when it comes to healthcare. And so innovating around healthcare is complicated. Capsule has really done a great job of innovating and making it really easy to get your prescriptions delivered to you. And one of the things that I found to be really fun and interesting about Capsule is when you interact with them through text messaging primarily, they're very personal in the way they're responding. And so people want their healthcare to be personal. And I don't think it's just healthcare. I think it's in every industry. So even when you're using technology in a very innovative way, I love that they've made the interactions personal. And then obviously the convenience factor of having prescriptions delivered to you is way better than having to go to the pharmacy, and way better than having to wait in a line or wait in a waiting area while your prescription gets filled. So Capsule is doing a great job of innovating prescriptions in the healthcare industry. And then the third healthcare company that I want to highlight is a company called FetchMD. Now, I've got to let you know that FetchMD is a company that I've been able to work with and do a lot of stuff with, and I've really fallen in love with, and that's really how I really got focused on healthcare and paying attention to healthcare for the last few years. Is FetchMD has really innovated healthcare, almost going backwards to go forwards. Now, they're using technology similar to what we use regularly for things like Uber, Airbnb, to help connect us to the healthcare needs that we have, or to physicians' assistants and doctors to come see us. But it's almost going backwards in that it's going back to the house calls, and so doctors coming to you. And so it really makes sense. When you're sick, you don't want to go to the doctor. You don't want to go to the urgent care center, waiting in a waiting room, and get sick from somebody else's illness on top of what you already have, and you're already exhausted. You don't want to go to that. You'd rather a doctor come to you, or a physician's assistant come to you to check you out and get you what you need. And the reality is that what the doctors have in their office, they don't necessarily need. What they have in their office, they can have easily in a bag and then come to you. And then the cost of having an office space, which is so expensive, and at the end of the day, you're paying for as a patient, gets eliminated. And so FetchMD has basically made healthcare more affordable, more convenient, and it's fast. It's instant, where you can have a doctor at your house within 2 hours. It's a fantastic service, very innovative, a great way of using technology and really creating a higher personal value, personal connection to the healthcare experience. So those are the three companies that I found as I've been studying and paying attention to healthcare. I love Forward, I love Capsule, I love FetchMD. I've used all of those services. I'm a big fan. There's a lot of great things happening. Those are the three most innovative companies that I found in the healthcare space. I'm curious if there's any other companies that you found in the healthcare space, or really any space, that you see innovating in a unique way that people should be paying attention to as they're really innovating and pushing the limits of technology while also maintaining the values that people need and want to connect with.